Welcome to a new edition of the VSOP Lounge. I, of course, am your host, Captain of the Cool Kids, host of the Grown Man Logic podcast, DeJuan J, and I hope that all is well. I think it's important that we pause and we acknowledge the fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic. And I'm not just talking about COVID-19. I'm not just talking about coronavirus. It's important that we take note. We take note that we're in the middle of a mental, a physical, and an emotional I'm getting way too far ahead of myself. Before we get started, your drink of the evening brought to you in this beautiful 14.5 ounce highball glass, available on shopgrownmanlogicpod.com. Shopgrownmanlogicpod.com is a French Connection. Those of y'all that know me know that I love my Henny. So our drink of the evening is going to be a French Connection. Now, as I was saying, we're in the middle of a mental, emotional, and physical pandemic, and it's all a battle within ourselves. It's a battle within ourselves. It's internal conflict, and I personally believe that it's because men have lost their place. Men have lost their place. We've lost the ability to lead. We've lost the trust of women. We've lost the trust of our community, and we've lost trust in those things that we should be holding sacred. Fathers in the household, the church, faith, hope, and charity. Doing our community works. We've lost sight of that. So, in an attempt to move the needle back, or in an attempt to course correct, at Grown Man Logic, we feel like that we should do our part. After all, this is what our entire platform is about: building better people through accountability and critical thinking. With that being said, the next several episodes that you see right here on YouTube, or if you're listening to this in Apple Music, the next several chapters, or the next several episodes are going to be a mini series by myself, known as Keep It G. The title of this series is Keep It G. And we're calling it that because we're attempting to rebuild the black man, or the man in general. Because this doesn't necessarily have to do with a single race, but just men in general. With that being said, I think that men, in order to regain their sense of confidence, need to place themselves in better positions for desired outcomes. So this series, Keep It G, is going to lay down the 7 qualities or characteristics of what I call a G7 man. A G7 man possess all of these things. They're genuine, they are gracious, they are gallant, they are good, goal-oriented, giving, and generous. Those 7 things, once possessed and mastered by any man, will put you in the best position for all of your desired outcomes. And this applies to not just work, but this also applies to relationships, starting a business, maintaining discipline, weight loss goals, fitness goals, health goals, competition. In chapter 1 of the Keep It G series, we're going to talk about being genuine. Merriam-Webster and the Oxford Dictionary all define this as something that is as it is said to be: authentic, cut and dry, to the point. Why is it important? Because it sets a man firm in principle. So they don't waver with fads. They don't waver inside of what's popping in the streets, what's on Instagram, what's hot on Twitter, what's trending. We don't fall victim to that kind of stuff because we're rooted in principle. We're genuine. We stay true to who we are at our core. There's several different benefits to being a genuine person. Now, I realize that everybody wants to come out and say, "Oh, I'm a genuine person. I keep it 100 no matter what." But the outcome says different. The statistics, dating statistics, success statistics of people in the black community, they're higher than they've ever been, yet they're not quite measuring up yet. They're not measuring up to our white counterparts. They're not measuring up to even our Asian counterparts right here in the United States of America. So the outcome and the statistics say different. Keeping it G, being genuine, it leads to better health, better relationships, more trust, a greater self confidence, more respect, and better resiliency. Why is that important? Let's start from the outside and work our way in. Okay. When when you're in good health, when a man's in good health, he prioritizes self care and the proper amount of rest. Now, this is an opportunity for my colleagues and my co-hosts to call me to the carpet because they'll say and they'll argue that I don't get the proper amount of rest. Um, there's several articles that have been written about REM sleep and rest versus sleep versus the right amount, right? It's recommended for the average person to get 8 hours of sleep, this, that, and the third. Check. I'm aware. But there are several successful CEOs of Fortune 500 companies who sleep for 3 to 4 hours a night and take three or four 20-minute naps throughout the day, power naps. Because when you sleep in that pattern, your body automatically goes into REM as soon as you're asleep. So you're getting the quality sleep that your body actually craves, the sleep that matters. But you start to prioritize these things, self-care, being genuine. You're aware when you're off. You're aware when you wake up and you're like, hey, you know what? Maybe I need to try this again. Maybe I need to um, go back to sleep, take a nap, because I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Things like going to the spa, massages, manicures, pedicures, haircuts, grooming standards, going to buy yourself a new outfit, new pair of sneakers, something nice for your car, washing your car even, meditation, self-care, self-care and rest. Because ultimately, if you're not good for yourself or good to yourself, then you're not good for anybody else around you. And at that point, how can the people that's supposed to rely on you look to you for leadership and guidance when you're not even taking your own advice, the advice that you would give to someone else? Can't be done. The proper rest and the proper self-care allows you to make level-headed decisions. You make level-headed decisions and you always act in the interest of the best outcome for the scenario. You're less conflicted because you're taking the rest. You're taking the meditation. You're not stressed out. You're not what I call you're not what I call a bro. You're not a bro. You're not a beat down, run down, and overworked individual. A bro. You're not one of those men because you're taking yourself more seriously, and you're looking after your needs, and it's not selfish. It's not. There are several stories that have been told from prisoners of war that, hey, if I'm good here, I'd rather some of us eat than nobody eat. And that all around makes you a happier person, which leads you to better relationships with people. Because with a clear conscience, you're more honest. You're more straightforward. You're better at managing boundaries. You're less judgmental of your partner. You're not pretending to be somebody that you're not. which allows people to put more trust in you because you're genuine. You are who you are. There's a quote that says, stop trying to be the next version of someone else and be the first version of yourself. You are the best you that you can be. What do I mean? When it comes down to these relationships, whether it's supervisor to subordinate, boss to employee, CEO to board of director, man in a traffic stop to police, teacher to student, husband to wife, boyfriend to girlfriend, fiance to fiance, however you want to package this up. If I know me, then I can teach you me. And if I can teach you me, then it's better off for everybody around us. We're better at managing our boundaries. You can say, hey, I don't like this. But how many of us can honestly say that if put in a situation, a hypothetical, you can say, hey, I don't like this. I don't like the strawberry ice cream. Well, what would you do if somebody bought you strawberry ice cream? Truth of the matter is you don't know because you haven't placed yourself in that situation and you're not in tune with yourself. You're not in tune with yourself enough to be like, hey, when I have strawberry ice cream, I don't like it. Here's what's liable to happen. Here's what I think it's going to happen. Here's what I know of myself to happen. I can guarantee you this. And as a result of knowing yourself, you're less judgmental of the people that you interact with, not your partner and everyone else that you interact with. You're way less judgmental. Why? Because you're in tune with yourself, so you know that you're not perfect, so you don't expect anybody else to be. And with you being less judgmental, that brings about trust. People can come confide in you and talk to you. And trustworthy people make better leaders. The more trustworthy you are, the more likely you are to be promoted at work. Being promoted at work leads to more income, which leads to more options when it comes to housing, cars, trips, vacations, things of that nature. Because I'm now promoted. And I'm known for being honest and integrous and trustworthy. And as a result of that, more opportunity is placed at your feet to take advantage of. Now you get the promotion at work. You're starting to gain a greater self-confidence. You have more choices because people lay these options at your feet because they know that you're going to align. They can predict how you are. They know that you're going to align your thought process with your principles and your core values. You begin to like yourself more. And you start to trust yourself more because if you know yourself, then you know what your skill set is. Everybody's skill set on this planet is unique. And you're in your bag. You're at your best when you're operating within your own comfortability and your own set of unique skills. And you begin to trust your own judgment. You don't second guess yourself, which feeds back into earlier when we were talking about relationships. You don't second guess yourself. Your judgment is sound and people know that they can count on you. And as a result of that, people put more trust in you. And that when more trust is instilled upon you, the more freedom that you actually have. And this is all coming from one step. This is all coming from being genuine. Keep it real like you say that you do on your Instagram post. Keep it real like you say you do on Twitter. Keep it real like you do on Facebook. Like you're when you're typing these messages and these inspirations, or you're copying and pasting these motivational quotes and these motivational speeches. If more people actually lived and thought and believed and had the discipline to put into practice the things that they post on social media, this world would be a lot better place. Here's step one. Be genuine. People will respect you more because at the end of the day, everyone wants someone to look up to, right? It's a fact. Everyone wants somebody to look up to. What comes to mind immediately is the quote: when your idols become your rivals, work until your idols become your rivals, grind until your idols become your rivals. Everyone wants someone to look up to. There's mentors and mentees throughout every aspect of society, whether it's entrepreneurship, education, STEM programs, investing. Even if you're a hood dude, even if you're a street guy, you're looking up to somebody. All of the rappers talk about Big Meech. All of the street dudes, they talk about these people. Tookie Williams. Even if gangbangers look up to people, and people in Wall Street look up to people, why are we, the average people, the average man, not looking up to find a mentor, find somebody to look up to, until you become the person that's being looked up to? And the reason that people look up to these people is because these people are living their truth. And as a result of that, they're respected. They're respected more because they live their truth unapologetically. We'll get into some more of that later down the road. But when you unapologetically live your truth, there's nobody that can really tell you anything. You're in your bag. You're the best version of you. Your vibrations and connection to the universe and God himself are at the most high that they will ever be when you decide to live your truth. Be genuine. Oh, life's not perfect. Life's not perfect, DeJuan. What do I do when the chips are down and difficulty comes? Okay, check. Got it. Noted. But people that are real with themselves are more resilient than people that are not. Why? Because you know what you need to do to fix yourself, because you're in tune with yourself. They're more resilient. But and the cortisol levels are not as high inside of their brain, because they live a stress-free life, because they know what to do to get themselves back on course. How do we get there? Do we use affirmations? Do we use therapy? Perhaps. But the first thing you have to do is take an honest inventory of self. Take an honest inventory. What are your pros? What are your cons? List them. Write them down. Say it out loud. Because when you acknowledge it, it makes it real. It makes it tangible to you. That's what you have to do. Then you start to practice exercises. I am this. And then you start to compartmentalize your problems. All right. Here are my problem areas, or my areas of that need improvement. I'm going to work on this. Then I'm going to work on this. And then I'm going to work on this. And next thing you know, you're walking in genuine energy. And watch the environment around you change. It has no choice to, because now you're operating with a different type of energy. You're operating with an energy that you've never operated within before. Did you try this? Have you tried this? Are you taking steps? Are you taking steps to walk in this type of energy? Let me know. You can email us right here. talk2gml@gmail.com. talk2gml@gmail.com. You can text us 617-752-8150. 617-752-8150. For those of y'all who don't know, we're live Instagram Monday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This has been an episode of the VSOP Lounge. I'll see you guys back here for chapter 2. Cheers. Did you enjoy what you just watched? Be sure to give Grown Man Logic a listen on all streaming services and follow us on all forms of social media. We'll see you next time.